Are you worried that your bland, lumpy mashed potatoes will ruin your celebration meal? Then make my buttermilk mashed potatoes. Using a food mill gets potatoes so rich and creamy, you'll want to make them this way every single time. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. On this channel, we teach you all about celebrating. We share recipes for food, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and we share entertaining tips too. Now, we try and keep it all as simple as possible, especially for those of you out there who say that you just can't cook or entertain, because we know that you really can. So, if you like this episode, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and you'll get a new episode every single week. Today, our celebration is all about the holidays. Yes, they're here. Thanksgiving is next up. So today we are making my buttermilk mashed potatoes. Let's get started. So here we are. I've got all this stuff here. I've got a big pot and I've got some potatoes. Now I'm making buttermilk mashed potatoes. That might be a little different from what you're used to. The secret of mine is that I'm going to use a food mill to make them extra creamy and fluffy. But we'll get to that a little later. Let's start with the potatoes. I have here 3 pounds or 1.3 kilos of Yukon Gold potatoes. Why Yukon Gold instead of some other type? The reason is Yukon Golds are waxy. If you did a russet potato or an Idaho potato, they're fluffier, they're starchier, they're better for baking. You could do an Eastern white potato or a red skin, but they have thin peels. They're just not as consistent for me as Yukon Golds. Plus, look at that color. Beautiful, golden potatoes. Who wouldn't want that? Now, these are going to go into the pot. You'll notice, though, they're all cut up. I peeled them. I cut them up into pieces that are about the same size, and then I put them in a bowl of water as I was working with them so they wouldn't get brown and oxidized, because you don't want brown, icky mashed potatoes. So let's pour these right into the pot. Now we're going to boil these in water. You want to start with cold water. If you start with hot water, or if you boil the water first and then put your potatoes in, it'll seal the outside of them. You'll get tough potatoes. They won't cook evenly. And really, you want them to cook evenly. So you want to cover them with just enough water that will just cover them. You don't want them swimming in a pool of water, but you want enough to cover them. They're going to need a little help, though. They're going to need a little flavor because potatoes are bland when you boil them, especially. The answer to that is salt. I have a generous tablespoon of kosher salt that I'm adding to the water. And this is going to really bring out that potato flavor. You may think that's a lot, but for 3 pounds of potatoes, it really isn't. But it's just enough. All right, now we're going to cover this. Just like that. I'm going to put this on a high heat. Maybe. There we go. We're going to bring this up to a boil. And I'll cut the heat back a little bit. But we want to boil these for maybe 10 to 12 minutes. The end goal is that you want them to be tender. So when you stick a fork or a paring knife in it, that they just come apart easily. Alrighty, our potatoes are done. It took about 14 minutes. Now, all I've done, we've boiled them. Ooh. And I've just drained them of the water. Now you see all the steam coming up. We want to dry them out a bit. So I'm going to put the heat back on, just low. And I'm just going to give them a little stir for a couple minutes just to help them get rid of some of this excess moisture. We want to get rid of some of this extra water so that potatoes will soak up the butter and the buttermilk and all the flavors. Now, if you listen carefully, they're sizzling a little bit. You don't want to brown them or scorch them too much. Just dry them out a bit. Alrighty, our potatoes are ready to be mashed. You're probably wondering, what is this contraption here? This is a food mill. What does it do? It does a lot of things. It blends, it smushes, it mashes, it rices. And this has several discs. This is what they look like. There's usually 3 or 4 of them in every one, a fine one, a medium, and a coarse disc. I'm using the medium one today. This is going to give us the texture that we want. Now, you may have heard of a potato ricer. It's a little different. This is a potato ricer. This is what it looks like. It also has different discs on it that do different things. The biggest difference between this and this is the size. The ricer will only do small amounts. This you can do a lot more. I use this far more often. I put tomatoes through it to make tomato sauce. You can make your own baby food, all kinds of stuff. This is a little more limited. Alrighty, so we're just going to spoon these potatoes into the food mill. You'll probably have to do this a little bit at a time. They're still nice and hot. And then look how simple it is. You just turn the knob clockwise and it pushes them through. Every once in a while, you turn it backwards and that picks up and cleans up the disc, and then you do it again and it just pushes them through. So look what you get. You get these little worms. How fun is that? Now, I'm going to put the rest of these through, and then we'll finish off these mashed potatoes. Here we are. Our potatoes are all through the food mill. Now, you may be wondering, why did I do through all that effort when I could have just used a hand mixer or my stand mixer? The reason is this is going to get rid of any lumps. And when you use the mixers, it really overbeats them. Sometimes you get tough potatoes, gluey potatoes. This is going to keep them nice and fluffy. Now, they're still nice and hot. The first thing we need is butter. A lot of butter for this amount. I have a stick here, which is 4 ounces or 113 grams. This is salted butter. Right in. Just gonna kind of mush it in. You could melt it if you wanted. Doesn't matter. This will all melt easily though. It's been at room temperature. Alrighty. Next, the buttermilk. I have here a cup, 8 ounces, 240 mils. I may not need all of this. I may need more. But let's start with this. I'm going to start to add it in slowly. A little bit at a time. I'm going to use my wire whisk just to mix this in a bit. Now, this also is at room temperature. And actually, I'm going to switch to my spatula here. Everything here is at room temperature because we don't want to add cold liquid to our hot mashed potatoes. If we did that, they would seize up and not be very good. Fold this in. I'm going to need a little more. Ooh, lovely. Buttermilk will give you richness and a tang and more flavor than just plain old normal milk or cream. All right, let's switch back to the whisk now. Let's give these guys a good stir. All right. So you might want to use a spoon because they're being difficult for me tonight. Ooh, lovely. All right, at this point, you want to taste for seasoning. You may want to add a little more salt and pepper. That'll be up to your tastes. How do we keep this warm? You can put this, cover it with foil, put it over a pot of simmering water, barely simmering water, and do that for about 30 minutes. It'll keep them nice and hot. If you wanted to at the end, you could add a little warm regular milk just to give them a little extra oomph. Let's give them a taste. Wow. I got the salt just right. We're gonna need a little pepper for this, but they're creamy, rich, wonderful. The tang from the buttermilk. This will be perfect on my holiday table. And that's all it needs. I will leave you guys links in the video description on YouTube for my favorite food mill and for a little more budget-friendly food mill. And as always, we'll leave all the recipe and all the instructions in the video description section and up on our website. You're all invited to join us on Tuesdays for our regular episodes and Fridays for our basic skills or our cocktail days. So until next time, we'll see you because you're all invited to come on over, come on in, and let's celebrate. Cheers.